Our village was relocated from the mountains in 1968. Some villages and some of our people had already been relocated under Japanese policies during the Japanese colonial period. After the nationalist government came, their approach was different from the Japanese. The Japanese used hardline tactics in their relocation efforts. But the nationalist government used incentives. They advised the people that after relocating out of the mountains, their lives would be better, including their children's education, economic situations, and quality of life.
Paiwan Village was just one among many Paiwan villages. Our communities were concentrated in the area under Dao Mountain. Nearby there is Padine Village, Biuma Village, and our own Paiwan Village. Many smaller Paiwan villages extended out from here. We refer to our true original home, the most ancient village here, located about 200 meters below this village.
Many years after relocation, we longed for the lives we lived in traditional slate houses. However, we were unable to build slate houses. For many years, the government strictly banned slate quarrying and logging under ecological and conservation laws. So our building practices were completely brought to a halt. Over the last few years, we have constantly fought to amend the laws in order to ease restrictions, and finally there has been some progress. There is only one ubu. It is the center of village leadership, the village palace. Today, we use the word ubu to refer to the presidential office. Only the houses of common families can be referred to as a house. Typically, the village palace was not owned by a king or any noble leaders. It was collectively owned by all of the people of the village. No matter if it was the village palace or a commoner's house, everything was built collaboratively by the whole village. That's because in the past we lived as a society of mutual cooperation. This included responsibility for all different work, sharing skills, sharing labor, and sharing wisdom. This was all a part of our society.
In Paiwan society, to be considered a real man, you must be able to build slate houses. Only then can you take on more responsibilities. Back then, I discussed with my father and the rest of our family the idea to return to restore our family house. That's when we resolved to start this work.
How is it that slate house construction includes no cement or reinforced steel, and yet it can withstand earthquakes and typhoons? It is because 2/3 of the wall material is sand. That means that in an earthquake, the slates do not bang against each other. There is a buffering force, so it can withstand earthquakes. You won't even find any cracks after an earthquake. They still stand sturdy as ever. In the laying of the slates, a particularly long slate piece is laid at set distances across the other slates to provide support during an earthquake. Another vital detail is that in collecting materials for slate houses, there are male slates, female slates, as well as gender-neutral slates. Female slates are softer because they have undergone more weathering. They are quarried from areas that have exposure to sunlight, wind, and rain. Male slates are found in valleys where there is no sun exposure 365 days a year. There has been no weathering, so they are called male slates because they are harder. When we lay the walls, piling them like bricks. Due to the slates are laid irregularly, so we cannot use male slates. We mostly use female slates for the walls. The advantage of female slates is their softness. It creates stronger surface friction so that when there is an earthquake, they do not shake easily. If you were to use male slates, they might be harder, but they are also smooth and slippery. The poor surface friction means the wall would collapse. So, where do we use the male slates? For the wall panels. The roof is exposed to the elements and experiences weathering, so we typically use male slates for the roof. As for the roof beams, Paiwan people call them octagon beams. First they're cut squarely, and then the square corners are planed off to create 8 faces. The purpose is to prevent the beams from rolling in an earthquake. They settle lower and help stabilize the whole structure. There is so much that we learn from studying nature. Nature taught us these things. We didn't invent them ourselves. It is the same for the roof. Our ancestors taught us to lay the shingles according to the scales of fish or 100-pace pit vipers. For example, when we are building, the way we lay 2 slate shingles is to cover 50% of the surface of the bottom shingle. The shingle above must press against half of the bottom shingle. If we tried to save labor and material like people do today, overlapping only 1/5 or 1/3, then when a typhoon hits, water would spray between the shingles and even seep through the roof. If you only overlap 1/5, the shingles might be blown off in a typhoon. When you overlap half of the surface, it can withstand typhoons.
The most difficult technique is laying the slates of the roof. How to make sure the roof doesn't leak. You must understand the characteristics of the stone.
People say they are slate houses that breathe, looking at these structures from an artistic perspective. It's very literary. We live at mid to high altitudes in the mountains. It is very windy and cold. We open the windows and doors first. Only after opening them can we start the fire. As soon as there is a cold wind, it blows into the bottom of the house. The fire smoke is hot. It rises up towards the ceiling. It looks like a cloud of smoke, even and beautiful, slowly wafting up through the skylights. We have 2 to 3 skylights, so we don't need a chimney. In Paiwan architecture, the skylights not only serve as an outlet for steam and smoke, from fires and cooking to waft outward, they also provide indoor lighting. The bed platforms here are where elders in the house sleep. The place underneath the skylight is reserved for immobile elders. This is our founding ancestor, called the Bahu. This is the ancestral spirit statue. This area is for the gods. This is the household shrine for worshipping deities, the Dao mountain deity or the hunting deity. There is also our agriculture deity, the craftsmanship deity, and our guardian deity, the 100-pace pit viper. This is our indoor grave, the ancestral grave of our family. In the past, we did crouched burials. Modern regulations make that difficult. However, we are still able to place cremated remains here. In this image of a person lying flat, the head looks like that of a 100-pace pit viper. We are the descendants of the 100-pace viper. What this means is that this house also includes those who have passed away. Our ancestors also lay within this house. Something very fun about Indigenous culture, particularly among the Paiwan, is that people may not believe your words, so you have to prove yourself through action. When I was building my slate house, people snuck around to peek even in the middle of the night. They came to see if I was for real or not. After you build it, everyone will come and everyone will think about it. When I was building, I said anyone could come here to learn. The connection we have to slate houses are because they are a part of our culture and a part of our spirit. Everyone who came was very envious. Slate house architecture developed for lived-in spaces, so they also hope to build a slate house to live in someday. One day, anyone who visits will recognize this as a Paiwan village from the slate all around.
The building of this slate house was the richest experience of my life. It wasn't something I had a background in, but I think I had a lot of courage to face this challenge. I am very grateful to my father for teaching me gradually, step by step. I think if our youth who live far away from home come back to see for themselves, they will find their lives away from here aren't truly theirs. Their spirits will always be tied to this village, and someday they will find their way home.